Hello Mishpacha, it's Courtney, America's Jewish mother. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with my TBR for the month of June, and this is going to be a TBR slash pile of possibilities, as Cousin from Always Doing says, especially because I may or may not be chosen to judge in the semifinals round of the Booktube Prize for nonfiction. That round runs in June and July. So if I get assigned a round, I probably will not get to some of the books that I'm about to show you. Some of them will instead be replaced by 2 to 3 books from the round of the Booktube Prize that I will be judging, which I will not find out until the end of May, essentially. So with that caveat said, let's go. So first I have a couple of buddy reads in June. I will be continuing my buddy read of Ralph Waldo Emerson's Essential Writings with Karen Evans. We're not going to finish this in June. I imagine it will go into July as well, and maybe we'll finish it by then. Who knows? We'll see. But that will be continuing. I will also in June be doing a buddy read of Louise Erdrich's The Roundhouse with Jenny of What's Bookin'. The Roundhouse is part of Louise Erdrich's more recent Justice trilogy, which consists of La Rose, The Roundhouse, and Plague of Doves. Now, I did read Plague of Doves last year, didn't love it, so I'm hoping to enjoy this one a little bit more. This says, one Sunday in spring of 1988, a woman living on a reservation in North Dakota is attacked. The details of the crime are slow to surface because Geraldine Coots is traumatized and reluctant to relive or reveal what happened, either to the police or to her husband, Basil, and 13-year-old son, Joe. And I think this is basically like a coming-of-age story for Joe. So that will be something that I definitely get to in the month of June. I will also finally, whether or not I have Booktube Prize books assigned, be getting to 3 Dreams in the Key of G by Booktube's own Marc Nash. So I hauled this earlier this year, and I know Marc has a new book coming out next month in July. Well, not next month. In July. He has a new book coming out in July. So I'm definitely eager to read this finally. So in Peace Agreement Ulster, a mother rears her 2 daughters as her husband is decommissioned from his violent paramilitary past. In Florida, a septuagenarian runs a community refuge for women. However, the authorities have surrounded it as a threat to national security. In laboratories all over the world, the human genome is being dissected and decoded. So my understanding is that this book has 3 different female voices who are all varieties of gene. There's like the actual human genome, and then someone else named Jean, and maybe there are 2 other people named, Jean, but anyway, it says Mother, Cronin, and Creatrix. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this, and I'll definitely check out Marc's new book when it comes out in July. So June is also Pride Month, so 2 of the books I will be reading for Pride Month, I will be reading as ebooks. So I do not have them here to physically hold up and show you. One of those is Randall Kenan's If I Had 2 Wings. This is a collection of short stories. It was the last book that Randall Kenan published right before he passed away last year in, I believe, August of 2020. So this is his last short story collection. So I would like to read that for Pride Month. I would also like to, in conjunction with both Pride Month and my own personal Arab American literature project, where I read every book 1 month that was written by an Arab American writer, I would like to, for that, read Zeyn Joukhadar's The 30 Names of Night. So Zeyn Joukhadar is a trans Syrian American writer. And I don't really know much about this novel, except that I know it does feature, like, I know the protagonist is also trans, so I think that will be interesting. And I haven't read anything by Zeyn Joukhadar before, so looking forward to reading this novel. And then I will also be reading for Pride Month Genderqueer by Maia Kobabe. This is a graphic memoir. Maia Kobabe is non-binary and uses ER pronouns, I believe. So I imagine this will be a quick read because it is a graphic memoir. It'll probably be pretty fast to get through. Oh, by the way, just a fun fact in case you don't already know this. So YouTube will automatically flag some words as inappropriate in the comments and automatically delete the comments. So if you write the full title of this book because it has the word queer in it, it will probably be auto-deleted by YouTube. So just a just a little tip there. So if you want to refer to it, I would just say the Kobabe book, or maybe Genderqueer, or whatever. But if you put Genderqueer, it's probably going to get deleted. So yeah, the wonders of technology, right? I will also, in the month of June, be reading the book club selection for Scott and Nell of Gunpowder Fiction and Plots, Read Under the Bed book group. This is The Vegetarian by Kang. Again, I will be reading this as an ebook, so I don't have it here to hold up. And I really don't know anything about this one, except I know it's about somebody who's a vegetarian in, like, a meat-eating society. And I guess that's seen as a revolutionary act, or, you know, something that's subversive. So that is my understanding of that, sketchy as that just was. I would also like to read a few shorter works in June, and I'm hoping to work these in because they are shorter. So one is Lillian Hellman's play, The Little Foxes. I read the prequel to this, Another Part of the Forest, back in April. This is sort of the continuing misadventures, if you will, of the Hubbard family and their squabbles and bickering and basically attempts to outmaneuver one another for who is the most powerful person in the family. And I would like to follow this with a watching of the film by the Bette Davis film, if I can get my hands on some kind of streaming copy of that or whatever. So would like to read this. I'm also planning to read Anise Koltz At the Edge of Night, which was generously gifted to me by the lovely Roz of Scallydandling About the Books. Thank you again, Roz. So Anise Koltz is one of Luxembourg's most well-known poets, and this collection is bilingual. It has one side of the page in French and one side in English. So this will give me a nice chance to brush up on my French, which I have not done in a while, but I did. I almost majored in French as an undergrad, but then I, at the end, switched it to a minor so that I could take a year of Russian. So looking forward to reading this poetry collection, and also another poetry collection, which is Claudia Rankin's volume, Don't Let Me Be Lonely. So this was actually the first of 3 poetry collections that Rankin is sort of centered around the United States. So it's like the American trilogy. So this is actually the first one, and then Citizen, her more well-known volume, is the second. And then the third in the trilogy is her most recently published book that came out last year, Just Us, An American Conversation. So I believe this book centers around September 11th and the George W. Bush years, if I'm not mistaken. And as you can tell, it's sort of oddly shaped because it's quite tall, but the width does not seem to be in proportion to its height. So I'm curious if after reading this I will find out why that is the case. So I will let you know. And then, okay, we're almost at the end. I would also like in June to read Daniel Silva's The Defector. This is the 9th book in the Gabriel Allon series. This is just a quick, fast-paced spy thriller series that I've enjoyed, you know, especially in between reading stuff that's heavier, like, say, Emerson or Louise Erdrich. So I think this will be sort of a nice palette cleanser, or, you know, something I can just kind of quickly and easily dip in and out of while I'm working on books that maybe require a bit more concentration, especially if, again, I get assigned a round of judging for the Booktube Prize. And then, last but not least, I would like to read David Brett's biography of Tallulah Bankhead, Tallulah, A Scandalous Life. Yeah, that's the title. In the month of June, I read Tallulah Bankhead's autobiography last year, and while I enjoyed it and I found it very, it definitely, like, sounded a lot like her in tone, and I enjoyed the sort of, like, authenticity of her voice. Like, she clearly wrote it herself. She did not use a ghostwriter. So I enjoyed that, but I feel like because it was her autobiography, she wasn't necessarily forthcoming about everything. So I thought I would read a just straight up biography of her to see if that will sort of quench my desire to know more about Tallulah Bankhead, who was a very famous and well-respected, mostly stage theater actress in the 1940s, 50s. Yeah, mainly like 30s, 40s, and 50s, although she did do a few TV spots, and she did also do a movie, which was most famous, like Alfred Hitchcock's Lifeboat. So that is everything that I am planning to get to in the month of June. And like I said, this TBR may in fact turn into a pile of possibilities because I may or may not be assigned reading for the Booktube Prize, so we'll see if I guess everything or not. So here is the pile. If you have thoughts about any of these books, I would love to hear that. Please feel free to let me know that down in the comments below. Thank you for watching this. I hope everyone is staying healthy and well. I hope you're doing good reading whatever you're reading. And until next time, would it kill you to call you mother?